Go in with, and I want to make sure I got that coat. The hanging coat is still there. So these are not particularly clean cuts. They're just mostly designed to take wood off. Which is kind of, you know, when you have a camera or people are looking and, oh, you got to have some nice clean cuts. Well, this is also a fast-paced video. All my videos are fast-paced because you can always stop them, rewind them. Rewind. There's an old word. And bring it back. Just taking corners off. Just starting around. Let's see which way the grain is. This way. Because I have the leg going back. Usually I like to do that legs back instead of straight down. That's what you want. Let me show you again here. I mean, even though this is a caricature and you carve your character fisherman or hunter or police officer or whatever, you still want some resemblance of the proper human figure. Okay, I think it's just enough. I could, because one thing is I'm very lucky with this. Is a very nice piece of wood. If you get a stiffer piece of wood, holy smokes! Take out the power. In here, I'm going to just I'm going to bring the with this chisel. I usually use a knife. Once in a while, I just trade off with using either a knife or a chisel on my sewing. And what I want to do is kind of make a corner. I'll get my other V-tool in there shortly, but right now, kind of using this tool to separate. And that's the thing interesting about cutouts is once you get started with how it's going to look, then it's almost a matter of just rounding it out. Okay, now I got most of that lumber out of there. I'm going to take my glove off. Now I could make a carve cut and a stop cut at the same time. And there we go with, oops. I can cut towards myself. I got used to carving towards myself, but I don't want to teach it. If you see me cutting towards myself, it's not meant, especially when it comes to when you're really taking that lumber off in the beginning, a cutout. That's when the knife and the chisel flies. That's when you get cut because it just flew off, and then you said, "Gee, I wish I hadn't have done that." Also, I'll come down and round the legs some more, and taking when I do cut to myself, I cut towards myself. I have my thumb in the way. It always brings me back to one particular carver we had in our group, and he taught. And he's a chisel guy. He's a chisel guy. You put your wood on a tripod, and you always have two hands on the chisel going away from your body. And he always has that look like, I dare you to tell me I'm wrong. Look, and I never did. I just waited till he wasn't around, and then just like a teenage kid. Wait till the father's not there. separate the book a little bit from the leg. Yeah, we're at the point now of still rounding and also taking cut marks off. As soon as I'm done here, I'll give you the look. See, I'm going to shape the foot just a little bit. Actually, I shouldn't be too squeamish doing this in front of you, the cutting towards myself. Holy smokes, I've seen people go like this in videos. Here's how you carve this. And you don't want to do that. The idea is you put your knife in the wood, you know where it's going to go, and you know where it's going to come out. It's like, okay, let's say I want to take that piece off, and I do this, and what happens is going to snap, and what if my finger is here? So, take a quick look, make sure the camera's still good. Make sure you guys are listening to me. Now, another reason why I wanted to make another Pilgrim of my own, I've done a couple. This is just another, I'm going to do something else, another that's mine, is I've done the Harley Refsol Mr. and Mrs. Pilgrim. You've seen them. You know, and she's holding a basket and in front of her, and I've taken that pattern, and like I said, I like to do things that are mine, my own. Once in a while I'll find somebody's pattern that's just too irresistible, and, you know, not to cut out. But I've taken it and I've reshaped it, and I made it longer and this way, and she's holding something else instead, and so on and so forth. So I'll still probably cut it out, but carve it out, but there's a good example of it came to a point where the wood would not come off, and so I stopped and come at a different angle. Now I know one thing, this is a danger point, is between pieces, and that's why make sure you got those fingers out of the way. Like I said, I'm just taking the, oops, that's not right, wrong way. Just taking the saw marks off. Watch out, I don't hit the palm of my hand. No, that's the wrong way for the wood to go. Out again. Let me adjust this again. Oops, there goes my light. Now to readjust my light, tighten this. Again, this is we're still in the ugly stage, but we still want to have nice clean cuts if we can. Make sure your knives are sharp, your chisels are sharp. Be careful I don't take too much on this side. That's the smaller of the two, but it's still. Okay, I don't think I did this. I didn't sharpen this. I don't know if I did or not. Fingers out of the way. So I would have to assume if you're seeing this video, then maybe it did turn out. So I've kind of got to a point doing videos and saying, well, this will probably not work and I probably won't put it up, but then why should I say that when if I didn't put it up you wouldn't hear it anyways? Yeah, I wish I didn't do that. Son of a building block. We'll get around, we'll figure something out. And that's the thing about if you screw up, you just keep working. And okay, I'm going to shape the arms a little bit. Where is the elbow? We find out where the elbow is. The elbow is about, see, his is bent. See, his is probably a little higher than it should be. I want the elbow just about, since this is being raised, The elbow would be just a little bit lower, but then, yeah, this is just a little higher here. Because we still got the hand. Now the hand's going to come and it's going to come around. See, I mean, if the hand was straight, then, you know, it would have kept going, and then the elbow would be a lot higher. This side, the elbow is, yeah, it's right on. Right there. So since the elbow, now actually, I'm going to draw this in quick. The reason why I put that elbow there, you know what, let me do this first. Now that's going to bug me. Ooh, don't pry. There's a difference between using the tip of your knife and moving the wood out of the way as opposed to prying pieces out of there. If it's not out of there, then it's, you got to come back and cut it again. Oops, that was a little bit of prying. Okay, so the reason for the elbow, now this, his hands are going to be closed too, so that's why there's, if his hands were out, we would have kept, probably came out to here. Now the elbow is the farthest out. See, it's the farthest coming out, and it goes up into the shoulder. So we're going to just, so it's going to go deeper and deeper and deeper. You can do this in a couple of cuts. You don't have to do this in one cut. See how it's bringing the elbow, or the elbow, now it's bringing the arm in. Same here. See how now the elbows are starting to come out and the shoulders starting to come in. Or shoulders are, yeah, going in. Shoulders are, where are the shoulders? Like I said, this is caricature, so a lot of this is going to go away. So I'm going to kind of bring the shoulder in. Okay, so then I want to round the body out just a little bit. That's really interesting. I do not have, in this particular design, where did you put that? Ooh, there goes one of my other pictures. Is that I do not have a quote-unquote Pilgrim coat. But I do have a Civil War coat, and that was pretty cool. Same with the pants. So that's what I use. And all I care for me is the pattern itself. You know, I don't care, you know, like that's actually a purse. And then here, this is a Civil War belt. So it's about, I'll just make it a little larger there. I put on a Civil War, was it a captain's hat? And then I just simply extended this a little bit more. So you can always take something and just adjust it as opposed to starting from scratch. That's when you may need some help with the software or pencil. Some people use pencil, some use clay. This is what I use. And I usually, after I develop something, sometimes I take it in a smaller form and give it a try. Kind of almost in a smaller form. I might make one a little larger, but for now. Okay, I'm gonna leave this alone because this is going to kind of go straight in which the book is going to go in, and then same with this. I'll leave that for now. I round out the legs. Let's get to the head. The head is looking a little too spacey like. Okay. Let's get